sisters. What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And I'm coming back to you talking about a story that's been going on since 2004. Yeah, that's right, 2004. Where two Afro men were arrested and then given 11 life sentences for crimes that everybody, to include the DA, know they didn't commit. All right. Now, why would they do this? Well, remember in California, they're looking to fill up jails because jail is a for-profit industry now. All right. And these prosecutors directly violated the 8th Amendment. But see, the reason why this can happen, because this stuff is not really important to us. We got people leading the fight that really don't know how to fight this because they don't know who to challenge. On all of the news sources that I've read that led up to this video, the most difficult thing for me to find out was who the district attorney was in the county that in all probability prosecuted this case, whose office prosecuted this case. That's who you go and take your grievances to, not grieve. That's who you march on, harass. That's who you bring into account. That's who you not elect anymore at all. That's who you raise up a campaign against. But then again, we're talking about California, a Democratic stronghold that in these cases, in the DAs and all the rest of this, they elect other Democratic people. And I kept telling you, the biggest grievance that we have to that party is it never stood for us. But it's not the Democratic Party that's the grievance. It's the so-called black people that are still in it, that don't know how to wield power. Oh, that's because they're too busy following the people that's been appointed to make sure you stay on the plantation within that party system. All right, so this came to me by way of the Brother Apocrypha Bible. All right, and we're going to break this down. All right, and we're going to come up with something, but I want y'all to listen to the clip that Apocrypha Bible sent me on Facebook. All right, y'all, I forgot to do this, but let me greet everybody. Verwoorden Hardugu Dog, all the way to the bang. Vasas los monja mizmi, kedembao ni konnichiwa. Ni hani ama, sani bonani, jumbo habaragani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right, don't forget to let's get those thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And my Cash App and my PayPal me will be in the description box. You take care of yourself and family first, and then you donate to people that are trying to do stuff in the community. And we even have to be careful of the communities that we do stuff in. Because just figure it out. Research what I do. Look up Reluctant Nabi Favelas in a search, in a YouTube search. Look up what I do. See if you approve of what I do before you donate. You know what I mean? We're making a lot of people rich, and we're not helping hardly anybody out. All right? So let's do the research on what we're doing stuff for. Some of y'all might not want to help children in other places. I can understand that. Some of y'all might not want to help the children here. I can understand that. All right. I may not be in full agreement, but some people have legit reasons. All right. So research what somebody's about before you donate to them. All right. So let's roll on. All right, so let's listen to this lady again. and then I'm going to point out some things.
I have a serious question. Why aren't we talking about Juan Rayford Jr.? Why aren't we talking about Dupree Glass? Here's what you should know. Juan and Dupree were teenagers at a house party. A fight broke out and shots were fired, but no one was injured and no one was hurt. When the police came, the homeowner and other witnesses told the police that the teens were not involved in the shooting, but that didn't stop prosecutors from charging Juan and Dupree with attempted murder. The teens were offered a deal for 15 years. In a society where convictions matter more than people's lives, prosecutors try to get these cases in and out. And if you don't take a deal, they're going to try to make an example out of you. And that's exactly what happened. Juan Rayford Jr. received 11 life sentences and 220 years in prison. Dupree Glass got a similar sentence. And this is how the justice system does our young men. How you give a 17-year-old 11 life sentences, especially when nobody was hurt. We've seen how sharing and reposting things can free people that's been wrongfully convicted. So please, share this and don't wait till it becomes trending before you decide to give a damn.
Now, here's the problem with this. Everybody's talking about sharing, sharing, and sharing. Nobody is talking about shaming the people responsible for this travesty of justice. Do you know why they get away with this? Because they know that where they are in California, people will share and share and share this. Then they'll turn right back around and vote for the jokers that did this thing. Look at Bloomberg. How do you have black support after the stop and frisk? All right. The matriarchal brainwashing that is the Afro community is so entrenched and so deep that it's difficult for anybody that come up under any justice system to get justice. Especially when you don't have the money to get good attorneys. All right? I know this firsthand. The first thing that these attorneys want to do is keep you railroaded into the system because these for-profit prisons make money off of your behind while you're there. These people are in prison doing time for a crime that everybody knows they didn't commit. They are clearly in violation of the 8th Amendment. Look it up. It's a long amendment. But the prosecutors violate this on a regular because in this democratic society, they don't believe in any Bill of Rights or anything when it comes to Afro men. The BAW know-who's don't believe in justice for us. So what makes you think we have a chance? The only time they march is after our lives are taken. And that's because one of them is going to get a check. But in this,
I have a
the
serious
major
question.
problem here
Why aren't we talking about Juan Rayford
people are
Jr.?
talking about
Why aren't we
sharing,
talking about
sharing,
Dupree
sharing.
Glass? Here's what you should know. Juan and Dupree were
But
teenagers
no
at
one
a
is
house party. A
interested in
fight broke
shaming,
out and shots were
shaming.
fired, but no one was injured and no one was
And
hurt. When the
all the
police
people
came,
that
the
reported
homeowner and other witnesses
on
told the
this,
police that the teens
no
were not
one
involved
went
in the
and
shooting, but that
bothered to
didn't stop
find out
prosecutors from
who
charging
the
Juan and Dupree with
DA
attempted
was
murder. The
for
teens were
Orange
offered a deal for
County
15 years. In a
to
society where convictions matter
hammer
more
the
than people's
office
lives,
as to
prosecutors try to
why
get these
such
cases
an
in and out. And if
egregious
you don't take a
offense
deal, they're going to try to
was
make an
committed
example out of you. And that's
against
exactly
two
what happened.
Afro
Juan Rayford Jr. received 11 life
individuals.
sentences and 220 years in
Now
prison.
let me say
Dupree
this.
Glass got a similar
On top
sentence.
of all
And
of
this is
that,
how the justice system does our young men. How you give a 17-year-old
I put up
11
a
life
bunch of
sentences,
resources,
especially when nobody
but
was
there's a
hurt.
lot of
We've
people
seen
that
how
did
sharing and
reporting on
reposting
this,
things can free people that's
but
been
we have
wrongfully
no
convicted. So
journalistic
please,
integrity.
share this
Well,
and
they
don't wait till it
do the
becomes trending
reporting.
before you
They
decide to give a
reported
damn.
more on her, and they reported on how the story goes, but nobody did any more research. That's the research I just found out. All right. The hardest thing for me to find out today was who the district attorney was, on who the prosecuting attorneys were on the case. But I was able to figure out who the district attorney was for 2004. All right. We have no advocacy for us, not in print, not anywhere. Brothers, our best hope is to stay away from the system, because while this person, for whatever reason, may be on this to put it on people's mind, nobody knows who to go and target for the shameful thing that was done. You need to bring shame upon the Democrats of California, the DAs. Even Eric Holder didn't reply to this. In the Obama thing, maybe Kanye West, maybe put this up in Kanye West and Kim Kardashian thing while Trump is in. Trump has been letting more people go than Obama, than Eric Holder. Oh, yeah, that's right. Women like her, I don't know about her specifically, but women that look like her, when we could have had an advocate, a stronger one than we got now, turned on Mr. Trump, President Trump, now two-time President Trump, I'm guessing, because the media gave them their Order 66 to go into their households to tell all their children, all the men that mess with them, that they need to not like Trump. All the dudes that was listening to hip hop and was liking Trump then turned their backs on the dude that reached out first to Afro people for policy information. And Afro people stabbed other Afro people in the backs for just meeting with the guy to give them ideas on what we would like done for the community. So guess what? The community has no advocate. And now all we have is a bunch of BAW you-know-who's crying about something that is going to be very difficult to do something about. And the very people that can do something about this are the very people that BAW you-know-who's cannot stand. Yeah, that's Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Oh, now they got the brothers that can't stand Kanye West because he likes Donald Trump. The very people that can actually help this situation, the BAW has made an enemy of. Think about that. You have the thing, Dupree Glass and Ron Rayford Jr. was sentenced to 220 years without any chance of parole, plus, 11 life terms. All right, this does violate, it strictly violates, in everything that was done here, the prosecutors violated the 8th Amendment. All right, and that's because they wanted some bodies in jail. They wanted some Afro bodies in jail, and this is California. I tell you, if you want to know what the Democrats have in mind for the rest of us in the United States, brothers, you should fear them being elected in this country, having both houses in the presidency, because it would be hell for us. How do we know this? Look at California. Look at the injustices there. Remember the 3K people. That's the platform of the Democratic Party. Eugenics, the platform of the Democratic Party. That is what they stand for. And we look at California, the mess that it is in, the injustice that happens to Afro people on a daily. And then we look at this. All right. I'm going to put this amendment thing in the description box with the other links. Look at the 8th Amendment. They violated the hell out of it. But guess what? It don't matter. Because so warped are the minds behind the matriarchy. So warped are the children and the children that has been raised up in the homes of the single BAW you know who, that they will consistently not know who to confront when stuff happens, and they will keep voting Democrat and not give them anything to fear for any wickedness that they do against Afro people. I'm not saying we should keep voting Republican either. What I'm saying is you should not be beholden to any party. Make them work for you. Make them actually be just to you. But we don't do that because these women did a good enough job of keeping us on the plantation by keeping us in that plantation mindset. All right. Understand this. I want to start at this. The friend and the other guy had a long-standing beef, and it spilled over into a fight. And Juan and everybody came running. Said Juan Rayford Sr. Rayford Jr.'s father was an ex-military. So they don't care in California. Look, this is why I simply refuse. California was nowhere on my list to move to. They are the worst to people that served in the military. They have the worst record and treatment of Afro people. People go there wanting to make money in Hollywood, right? Look, all right, and his service to the country meant little to them. Shots were fired, and when the police came, they took names and wanted to know who did what. My son did nothing wrong. He had no gun, and there were some shots fired, but nobody was hit. Nobody was hurt. Everyone on the scene was questioned, but later on, the investigation focused only on Rayford Jr. and another teen, Dupree Glass. Now, this is why you hear about Rayford Jr. over Dupree Glass. Rayford Jr. has a father, ex-military. So his father is still fighting for him. Dupree Glass, probably the child of a single BAW, you know who. I'm guessing. And in the probabilities say that I am likely to be more correct than wrong. Several witnesses and a homeowner initially gave their statement to the police, where they stated that the teens weren't involved and did not possess a gun, and that no one was shot or injured as well. But that don't mean nothing to these prosecutors. All right, now this is who I found out was the district attorney of Orange County, where Rayford Jr. and Glass are doing their time, right? So you get into what they were charged with. The district attorney at the time was Tony Rackauckus. He is no longer the district attorney. All right. The new district attorney and Kamala Harris. I forgot the new district attorney's name. Current DA of Orange County.
According to Wikipedia, incumbent District Attorney Tony Rackauckus is running for a sixth term. Rackauckus was re-elected in 2014 with 73% of the vote in 2014.
Okay, Rackauckus, he's still a district attorney. Now, current DA of Orange County, 2020. Todd Spitzer, that's who he is, who it is. So Todd Spitzer is the current DA of Orange County. All right. Rackauckus was the DA all the way up to Todd Spitzer defeated him. Now, when looking at this particular race where Todd Spitzer defeated Tony Rackauckus started propping up a lot of sex trafficking cases and making them high profile in the media to get reelected. And he was doing this erroneously, which he admitted to after he lost. And they had to let, I think, 9 defendants go. Understand this. But guess who's in prison still? Juan Rayford Jr. All right? And so, definite violation. And I don't know. This came back up in May 2019. And as far as I know, as far as my research, these guys are still fighting this. All right? The California Supreme Court granted the position of the Innocence Right of Court Orange County in December 2016. All right? In 2012, this is kind of the battle they've been doing. In 2012, Rayford Sr. wrote a letter to then U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder. That's the Obama. You know, all this stuff. So I'm looking at Trump. He's freeing people. All right. This is why I said the very people that we needed to look into our cases are maybe Trump and Kanye and Kim K. Oh, but guess what? These are the very people that most of the clowns in the so-called black community now despise. And now we have no proponents for us. But they still carrying Obama's water when this dude couldn't get any relief. They go in and say there was no response. All right. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, an outspoken proponent of the criminal justice system. He also wrote to them. These guys knew that they could not sentence these boys to death because, oh yeah, at the time they were minors. So they sentenced the minors to literally death in prison for an incident where nobody was hurt. They weren't the ones that fired anything. They didn't have any weapons or anything. They just needed bodies for the prison system. Because for-pay prisons fine states if the states cannot fill up the prisons. This means a lot of innocent people go to jail. Oh, why? Because the United States is the biggest potential plantation for these people in these private prison industries. So now, you got a representative of the BAW, you know who, trying to get advocate for an Afro male who has no direction to go to, who can't go before the people who could get stuff done, because the same BAW, you know who, got in the ears of the rest of the community and told us to make an enemy of the person that would have most likely been able to resolve this. This should have went to whatever organization Kim K or Kanye is running. People should have wrote them. People should have had them speak to Trump and see what Trump could do about this, because they've been getting people free. But you know what? When you talk about what Trump is doing for Afro people, again, we still lose an advocate. because these people such despise Trump that they will vote for anybody that has done anything to us. No matter how egregious, because they just dislike the man, because the media and the BAW you know who's told them to dislike the man. Because their girl didn't win. That's all that is. He didn't do nothing. The BAW thought that a woman winning the election would be somehow powerful to them because they don't care about us, really. They only care about their image as they worship the image of the Caucasians, but then want the Afro man to worship them because they got, well, the punanana. That's why this brother can't get no real help. His father has to do a lot. But if they could have gotten in touch with Kim K, if we would not have stabbed men in the back that was going before Trump, like everybody, the thing is, Kanye didn't give a F what Afro people thought. And that's why he's still friends with Trump. And that's why he gets people released that he wants released. Ooh, go think about that. The BAW, you know, who have failed the community to where those that have this amount of injustice can't get it. And it's going to be an uphill struggle for this guy to get off. Is because all the people who could have made it a lot easier were alienated. And all the people that put him in a situation were supported by the very people that's having the hard time. Y'all, this crackafoo is real. And we can't get nothing done for ourselves until we act as men with integrity and support the people that do for us. We don't want handouts. We want justice. We want somebody that will bring justice. Justice go beyond financial lines, criminal lines, all the rest of that. We want justice. But we're not crying out for justice because we're following the BAW you know who wants their image to be immortalized as the queen of the universe, the supreme God. And this is why we can't get nothing done. Yahweh is not mocked. And we are in for a lot of hurt behind following around them clowns. With that said, I'm out.